Welcome back to another video, and today this is about a short or a video I uploaded on a different platform saying what is the strongest Akatsuki Minato can beat. And I said anybody that is wearing the Akatsuki robe. Obito, Orange Mask Obito, Itachi, Pain, Kisame, Hidan, Deidara, Sasori. And in the comment section, not in this short, but I'll throw this short up in an edit, in this edit, saying they said, oh, he can't beat Pain, he can't beat Itachi, he's gonna struggle with Pain, but he could beat Itachi, he can't beat Obito. Let's get something clear. Minato, let's go down the list. Minato already knows how Obito's jutsu works. Granted, this is still a strengthened Obito, with much more mastery of his jutsus, his abilities with wood, with wood style, more Hashirama cells that is imbued with him, and with Izanagi. So he, of course, can override what Minato does to him. But granted, Minato is still going to do Orange Mask Obito dirty. Nothing about Obito's buffs make him stronger than Minato at this point in time. Now, White Mask Obito, yes, he is very much stronger than Obito. That's where you have the Rinnegan, and he essentially can use it to manipulate Minato into whatever. So yes, White Mask Obito did surpass Minato in that fashion. But a live Hokage Minato versus Orange Mask Obito, Minato is still winning that fight. And then I hear he won't beat Pain. Excuse me? The 6 paths of Pain, granted, that would have won against Sage Mode Naruto if it wasn't for the 9 tails and essentially slapping Hinata out the way. Yes. The 6 paths of Pain is the perfect matchup for Minato, where in terms of he can fight multiple people at one time. Of course, you still have the whole thing of, oh, what about their hacks? What about anything? Because Jiraiya almost beat Pain, and if he knew the secret of Pain, he would have beaten Pain with his jutsus. Now, Minato is a supersized version of what Naruto is at that current time in the arc, who has the Flying Rajin, the Big Rasengan, and a space-time jutsu where he can essentially separate the Pains at any, disadvantage to himself in an instant too. Now, I would like to ask the question to the comment section, if you're this far in this video, who do you think, if you were to mark one Pain, would you mark all Pain since they're all connected, or do you still have to mark the individual bodies? That's just, up to me. I like to think if he just marks one, he marks all, since they're essentially all connected. And in that case, they're all done for, all dead, essentially. Sasori, nothing really beats, nothing in his moveset beats Minato. Minato is too fast. Of course, Sasori still has to get that poison off Minato. That can kill Minato. It's just Minato is too fast for him. Hidan is also in that same scenario. Do I think Hidan could get a cut on him? Yes, but it takes a minute for the ritual to start up. And in that space of time, he's dead. Kakuzu's the same way. Teleports behind him. Rasengan destroys all 4 of his hearts immediately. Deidara, same way, he's too fast, and of course, but the disrespect I hear where he wouldn't beat all the Akatsuki, all the Hokage that has been shown, except the exception of Tsunade, could have defeated the Akatsuki themselves. Also, the exception is Hiruzen. Hiruzen, of course, would be of olden age, so in his prime, Hiruzen may have defeated the Akatsuki. It's just we will never see Hiruzen in his prime at all. So that is always up in the air. But of course, Hashirama can defeat the Akatsuki, no doubt. Tobirama can defeat the Akatsuki. Tobirama's already gone up against a version, maybe a stronger version of the Akatsuki in the Ginkaku and Jinkaku force, where he has to face 20 S-rank shinobi, whereas Ginkaku and Ginkaku has the exception or the boost of the 9-tails chakra. Granted, very small, but still a version of a 9-tails chakra cloak that still had to be used to defeat Tobirama. So yeah, I understand that. The third Hokage, of course, we need to see in her prime. But Minato, in his prime, he doesn't struggle against the Akatsuki. There's a statement, I'm not going to put the manga panel up there, refuse, that says, hey, where he's warning Naruto about the masked man. He doesn't know who the masked man is, Obito, yet, but he says, hey, you got to be wary of this guy. He is not worried about pain. He is not worried about any other version of the Akatsuki. He knows his son got this. He's worried about that masked man right there. Because the last time he seen him, he was able to rip the Nine Tails out, take control of the Nine Tails while still simultaneously fighting Minato. Of course, Minato was able to beat the brakes off of him in order of that sense, but come on. Also, there's another argument out there that I've seen in the comments. I haven't reacted to any of these comments yet. I'm just too busy. I'm sorry. I'll get to it. I've been wanting. I read all your comments. I promise. Where in turn he says, oh, but Minato struggled with Obito in the fight that they meet when Obito is around 14, 15 years old, when the Nine Tails initial attack happens. Excuse me? I always see that take. I'm like, me and you did not watch the same fight. Maybe it's closer in the manga, but in terms of the anime, well, at least the main source everyone takes in the anime, he is able to wipe control of the Nine Tails from Obito quite quickly. He is able to figure out Obito's jutsu quite quickly. And once that happens, it was over for Obito. In no regards was Obito on the level of Minato in that fight. And maybe of course, 10, 12 years down the line, Obito is closer to Minato in that nature. But Minato is still stronger, still as smart, and would have broke down Obito's jutsus incredibly. Even though Obito has better mastery of the his Sharingan. The only problem is Izanagi is at play, so Obito may not die in the fight, but Minato, of course, may still wins it. So Obito may not die, but Obito still has no chance. Of course, Obito is still marked. The masked man is still marked, so Minato can get at him anytime he want. Anyway, that was my little rant. I'll do a more in-depth explanation of Minato versus Pain. That would just be an incredibly different video. But I'm telling y'all, Minato would beat the brakes off the Akatsuki. Now, before anyone says, oh, in a group setting, Minato loses. All the Hokage, except the exception of Naruto and Hashirama, would lose against 20 S-rank shinobi. Bound to happen. Too many hacks are at play. Too many people are at play. Minato, of course, can't have a good fight just because of the flying Rajing jutsus and how fast he is, but incredibly, one of their hacks is going to catch up to him, whether it's Hidan's sacrifice jutsu or it's Sasori's poison, of course, but he's going to take out a number of them before one of those gets him. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, in a group setting, there's also a benefactor. Minato may just teleport them differently, separately, and continually just hit them back to back to back to back to back. Anyway, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.